Financial experts are always saying pay yourself first. It sounds great and all, but it's also hard with everything else you've got to pay for. So enter the cash stuffing method. I can't wait to hear about this. Telling us more about it is Bruce Sellery.
Hello, Tracy.
Hi, Bruce. I want to talk about stuffing our cash.
Oh,
like,
it's
what
a
does
big
that
thing.
mean?
So payday arrives.
Yes.
You put your money into a little tray like this,
So
or you can put
pretty.
it into something else.
Okay.
And then what you do is once a week or once a month, you take the cash and you stuff it into little envelopes. Now, this is the
Okay.
fancy version. This is a binder. Look, it says
love it.
beauty, credit cards. There's 2 credit cards. There's gas, transportation, and then there's a second binder for longer term things. But literally what you do is you say, okay, how much would you need for beauty in a month? How much would would a person need for beauty?
$50.
50 bucks. So you would take the 50 bucks
Okay.
and it would go into beauty at the beginning of the month. And then
Right.
depending on how much you drive, you might say, well, with gas prices the way that they are,
Put
what
the
can you
rest
even
in
open it?
there.
You put the rest
No,
into
put the rest into groceries. Put the rest into groceries.
The grocery. So you put that money in
Yeah.
there, and then it is done, and you don't have to think about it. Now, I think the biggest insight here is when you are cash stuffing, every dollar has a job. It's got a job. You've determined in advance the job that money will do.
Okay, I like this. Now, we are seeing so much of this on social media
Yeah.
right now. Why is that?
Well, I think it's visual, right?
Yes.
Like, here we are.
It looks so
all of us
beautiful.
like, the money
Don't you
is
like
so
looking at
beautiful.
money in trays?
It's so
Or just money in
beautiful.
general?
Yes.
It's so good.
It is an easy method. There's
Yeah.
no spreadsheets involved.
Yeah.
And it's also kind of fun, right? So you're like playing with your binders, and also there's merch. Who doesn't love merch? So look at this calculator.
The
and
best
it's got
calculator I've
like
ever
the best
seen.
clickety-clackety. And then there's also on social media, by the way, everybody shooting these videos has the most extraordinary nails you've ever seen.
You have to.
They're just beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful hands.
Yeah.
So there's these booklets on savings challenges. There's little leaflets that can go along with it.
Nice.
There's an ultimate savings challenge book where you can color it in when you've hit a savings goal.
that's good.
You can also use a scratch card, like
Yes.
you're basically like you're gambling. So it's gamifying the entire process
Right.
in a way that engages people in a fun, playful, very, very tangible way.
That's very cool. You went outside of the lines in
A
that
little
coloring
bit, a little
picture.
bit.
Just
I
a
failed
little
on the
bit.
coloring chart.
But you know what? That just means that you're the sort of man that goes outside the lines.
that's
So that
right.
makes you more exciting.
That's right.
So what if we are trying to save for something? How does that work into cash stuffing?
It's called a sinking fund. So this is a
Okay.
binder that is for longer term purchases. So
Yeah.
let's say you have a dream of a vacation. Finding let's call it $1,200 for a vacation is a
Yeah.
really big deal. But what if every month you took a $100 bill and stuffed it in there? That might be more doable. Everybody says, including me, have an emergency fund. That
Yes.
can be pretty tough. So what if you said, I'm going to put $200 a month into my emergency fund, and that just goes in there. The other thing is, and that's for things like infrequent expenses, the other thing is long-term goals can get broken down into a smaller amount. Like I need a new couch. I've got to get a new couch. I'm never going to find the $1,200. Well, what if I go in and every month, every paycheck, I put it into my binder, and then in a year, it's like, well, I need the couch, and there's the
There it
money.
is.
Oh, guys, they're magically, the audience is like, I don't even know what to do with that. It's so exciting. So exciting.
It's pretty cool. It seems like a lot of work.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering, what would the benefits be? Is it that you get to see
You
the
get
money?
to see the money, and
Yeah.
it becomes tangible.
Yeah.
It is future oriented. Because a lot of this stuff around personal finance is tracking what you're doing in
Yes.
the present and the past. This is future oriented. It makes you
Yes.
conscious because it's physical, and it also reduces your reliance on willpower. Because I
Yeah.
need all units of willpower to
Yes.
prevent myself from eating an entire bag of cookies.
Right.
I can't use willpower up on personal finance too.
Yes.
And I would also say it lines up your spending with your goals, because you've determined your goals, your pay comes in, and the money goes directly into the goals. And as I said, it breaks what can be an insurmountable goal into small, like $50 or $100 chunks.
Bite-sized pieces that you
Bite-sized
can actually
pieces.
easily swallow.
Yeah.
So talk to me about if I wanted to do this without using cash.
Oh, it is harder.
I bet it would
It is
be.
harder because the first thing is cash is so tangible, right?
Yeah.
Like all of us are looking at this
I just
delightful
wanna-
paper. I know that you want it. Cash
Wanna
is more
play with it.
tangible. And when you open up the envelope that says take out food and there's nothing in there,
You can't have takeout tonight.
you can't have takeout. There's no
Yeah.
takeout until that envelope has more money.
That's right.
The second thing is, and this is something about our brains, is paying with cash hurts. Ow! ow,
Yeah.
ouch, ow, 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 ouch.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Yeah.
But when you pay with a card, it just feels like someone else's money. I don't know,
Totally.
like my mom gave me her card, even though literally
Yes.
you're the one paying the bill.
Right.
It just feels like it's someone else's money. I will say there are two great apps out there. One is called YNAB, You Need a Budget. And they're the app that coined the phrase, every dollar needs a job. The second is called mint.com. So you
Yeah.
can use this thinking, but there is something super fun about holding the cash and putting it towards the goals that you have.
Well, you better put that money back because it belongs to JC,
No, it
our
doesn't.
floor director.
Oh, it
yes,
does.
it does.
Oh,
So we're
it
going to talk. I'm going to
does.
talk to you right now about this, JC, because this is exactly what you have been doing. Why does this method work for you?
Because when I use cards, it's like money's like sand through my hands. It just goes, and I'm wondering what do I have to show for it. What have I done with it?
Yes.
When I do with cash, it's painful. I make it's a conscious decision. Do I want this more than I want the money in my pocket?
Yes.
And most of the time, since I've been doing this, most of the time it's not. It's not. I'd rather keep the money.
You want to keep the money because when you
Mine.
open up your wallet and it's empty with
Yes.
just some lint, it's
Yes.
really sad.
Yes, when dust flies. Dust flies out of my
flying
wallet.
through the
Paper
wallet,
clip and half a
right?
piece of gum in
And
there, too.
maybe a bobby pin. Okay, what's the biggest difference it's made in terms of how you feel about money? Because has it changed that relationship for you?
It has. I'm less stressed about money because
Good.
I know that if I run into a situation I need to buy something, I know I've set myself up to take care of it. And it's made my money work for me rather than being a slave to my money.
And I think that might be the most important part. So if you can look at money in a way that's not scary or prohibitive or, something that you just don't even want to deal with, that is absolutely a win. So thank you to JC, thank you to Bruce.